The first Ford Explorer, I think, came out for the 1989 model year, and in the early 90s, the Explorer helped bring SUVs mainstream. Before, SUVs were pretty crude. They were merely like pickup trucks with a little shell in the back and a bench seat, and that was it. But the Explorer brought you the refinement of like a Ford Taurus, which at the time was one of the best-selling vehicles in the whole entire world. And now today, we can thank the Explorer for all these popular crossover SUVs, the Bronco Sports, the Escapes. More people in America are buying crossover SUVs than anything. You have a high up commanding view of the road, extra cargo space, and when the Explorer first came out, it had 2 rows of seat, but this 2020 over here has 3 rows. I'm Joe from Scarff Ford. Today we're going to talk about this 2020 Ford Explorer Limited. Let's dive in. This is a nice example. The Limited is right in the middle of the grade walk, not the most basic, not the most loaded. Lovely color combination on black on black. For 2020, the Explorer is all new, even though it doesn't look radically different than the previous generation. It has a completely new platform. It actually went from a front-wheel drive based platform to a rear-wheel drive based platform. And if you watch a lot of my videos on the Explorer, it's a big deal going to rear-wheel drive. Most of the competition, like the Honda Pilot, the Toyota Highlander, the GMC Acadia, the Chevy Traverse, the Kia Telluride, the Hyundai Palisade, they're all built on front-wheel drive platforms, which in ways are more economical. You can mount the engine horizontally, so you can put it sideways in the vehicle. You can put the transmission next to the engine. That frees up more interior space. It's a little bit more cost-effective to build it that way, but it makes it very nose-heavy and not very balanced. With a rear-wheel drive platform, you can mount the engine longitudinally. The transmission is behind the engine, and you have the power going to the rear wheels. That gives you better weight distribution, and it gives you the feel of a real performance rear-wheel drive sports car. That's why the Mustang is not front-wheel drive, it's rear-wheel drive, because that gives you better performance. So a big improvement in the ride quality and handling for the 2020 model year. All-wheel drive is available in the Explorer. You can call it 4-wheel drive. This one is actually a rear-wheel drive model. Why would you want rear-wheel drive? Well, here in the Pacific Northwest, we have a very mild climate. We haven't really had any meaningful snow around here in the last couple of years. So if a traction control system and a stability control system, it can drive fine in light snow. Obviously, if you live in a steep driveway that ice is over in the winter, you like to go skiing, maybe you'd want a 4-wheel drive, but this is going to be thousands of dollars comparatively less expensive than a comparable 4-wheel drive. You're going to get better fuel efficiency, 1 to 2 miles per gallon better without the drag and weight of an all-wheel drive system. This actually does pretty good, close to 30 miles per gallon on the highway, and less maintenance. The all-wheel drive system, the differentials, they need maintenance. You need to replace the fluid in them. Not so much the case with a rear-wheel drive. So less maintenance, lower cost, better fuel efficiency. Those are all reasons why you might want to consider a rear-wheel drive Explorer versus an all-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive one. A couple of different engines available in the Explorer. This has a 2.3 liter EcoBoost engine pumping out over 300 horsepower. With the Limited package, you have a nice stately appearance, nice bright chrome in the front, beautiful looking front fascia, and the law enforcement loves to use Explorers, so if you're like to drive down in the left-hand lane and you're coming and you like to go fast, people have a tendency to move out of your way when they see this face getting bigger in the rearview mirror. It looks all too familiar. The first Explorer only had 2 rows of seating, but with the newer generation, we have 3 rows. This is a fantastic family vehicle. Nice, comfortable second-row captain's chairs. The second-row seats are heated. We have integrated sunshades. Power liftgate, nice styling on the rear, dual exhaust finishers for a little bit more of an aggressive look. Lots of space back here, and of course you can fold down the second and third row seats. These power fold down and return. The second row seats manually fold flat. We have the nice cargo area protector in here as well. A little extra storage space under here. We have a 12-speaker B&O audio system. Nice leather-wrapped steering wheel, feels great in your hands. It's power adjustable, it tilts and telescopes. You can take control of the 10 forward gears with the paddle shifters. We have a lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control, blind spot warning. This one has 80,000 miles, serviced and checked by our Ford techs. Great price point. You can find Explorers like this generally for under $30,000 on the pre-owned market. That's a nice attainable price point for people looking for an affordable family vehicle. We have a drive mode selected, which will change the behavior of the vehicle, transmission shift points, rotary dial to operate the transmission, heated steering wheel, heated and ventilated front seats, multi-zone climate control, navigation with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, rear parking camera, overhead camera for a nice composite view around you, great for parallel parking. They do it nice in the Explorer Limited, don't they? Thank you for joining me in this walk around of this 2020 Explorer Limited rear-wheel drive. We're Scarff Ford. We've been in business 103 years, proudly serving the greater Seattle-Tacoma area, located in Auburn, Washington. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.